did not know the exact moment he became lost, but he remembered the feeling clearly. 1 second he had been walking happily beside his owner, his tail swinging gently as familiar smells filled the air. The next second, a loud noise startled him. People moved quickly, voices overlapped, and fear pushed him forward. When Dew finally stopped running, everything around him felt unfamiliar. He stood still on a quiet street, his ears lifted and his heart beating fast. The smells were different, mixed with dust, smoke, and passing cars. Dew turned his head from side to side, listening carefully. He waited, hoping to hear the voice that always made him feel safe. But only the wind answered Dot as the sun slowly lowered. Dew began to walk. His paws touched the hard ground carefully, and his nose stayed close to the earth. He believed that if he followed the right smell, he would find his way home. Every scent told a story, but none of them led to the place he knew that night. Dew curled up near a small alley behind a closed shop. The ground was cold, and the lights above flickered softly. He felt hungry, but more than that, he felt confused and lonely. In his sleep, he dreamed of warm hands, a familiar bowl, and a voice calling his name gently. Morning came with new sounds. Doors opened, motorbikes passed, and footsteps echoed along the street. Dew lifted his head and stretched. The city was awake, and so was he. He walked carefully, staying close to walls and quiet corners. People passed by, some noticing him, some not. A few smiled, but they continued walking. Near a small market, Dew stopped. The smell of food made his stomach tighten. He sat down politely, just as he had been taught. After a moment, a young man dropped a small piece of bread near him. Dew accepted it gently, wagging his tail once. That simple kindness stayed in his heart. Days passed, and Dew learned how to live on his own. He drank water after rain and rested in shaded places during the hottest hours. At night, he chose safe spots where the noise was low. Sometimes he watched other dogs walking proudly beside their owners. In those moments, Dew felt a quiet ache inside his chest. One afternoon, the sky darkened suddenly. Heavy rain fell, soaking the streets. Dew ran as fast as his tired legs allowed and found shelter under a bridge. Thunder echoed loudly, and fear returned. He pressed his body against the cool ground, waiting for the storm to pass. When the rain stopped, the world smelled fresh and clean. Dew stepped out slowly, shaking water from his fur. That was when something changed. A faint smell reached his nose, soft, warm, and deeply familiar. His ears lifted. His heart beat faster. Dew followed the scent carefully, afraid it might disappear. It led him through streets and across a small park. With every step, the smell grew stronger. Suddenly, he heard something else, a voice. Dew. His body froze. He lifted his head, unsure if he was dreaming. Then the voice came again, louder and filled with hope. Dew. Without thinking, Dew ran. His paws barely touched the ground. Across the street, his owner stood still, eyes wide with surprise. For a brief moment, they looked at each other, unable to move. Then Dew barked softly and ran faster. His owner knelt down, arms open. Dew jumped forward, tail wagging wildly. He licked familiar hands and felt strong arms wrap around him. The world felt right again. The fear, the hunger, the long nights, all of it faded in that moment. They stayed there for a long time, holding each other. People passed by, smiling at the reunion. Dew rested his head against his owner's chest. Listening to the steady heartbeat he had missed so much, that evening, Dew returned home. He ate slowly, enjoying every bite. Later, he curled up on his soft bed, tired but safe. As he slept, his tail moved gently and his breathing was calm. Dew would never forget the days he was lost. They taught him patience, courage, and the value of kindness from strangers. But most of all, they taught him something important. No matter how far he wandered, love always knew the way home.